Hello, everybody. Can I get your attention, please? Hello. Hi, Lokendra. Can you please listen to me? We're about to start this very, very important and serious session. Kasam se. So this is for us to just know more about APR-IGF, what we are. A lot of my friends I see here know already. And there'll be a small mental exercise led by Pablo, Jen, and Yingqin, just for us to kind of know each other, know the differences that we have, and find the commonality so that we can discuss more. We were expecting the fellows to be here, which I don't see, but I think they'll be here. How many of you are APR-IGF? Can you raise your hand, please? APR-IGF. Fellows. Oh, it's good. Please note it, Fio. How many are there? I'm just joking. Just kidding. Anyways, without further ado, I'll just please get in. We have limited seats, very, very much limited seats. So, without further ado, maybe I'll call upon Amrita right away to explain a little bit about APR-IGF and what we do, what our code of conducts are, and what you should expect in these 3 days. I will keep it short. We won't keep you bored, and if anybody yawns, just let me know, and I'll make it shorter. To you, Amrita, our chair of MSc, Amrita Chaudhary, everybody. Big round of applause.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. And Shah, Maureen, Aris, you can take a seat. Before I start, I just wanted to ask, are all the fellows in the room? Do you know of any fellow who isn't there? Because we expect our fellows to be in the room for day 0 in case they have not given an apology. Does anyone have any idea? As in, they're not going to be killed by us, but definitely we want to know who are not there in the room. Are we having everyone in the room? And if we have any WhatsApp groups, can we just flash the message that fellows need to be here? I know there is a rain, so APSIG fellows may be late. The youth IGF is also continuing, so they cannot join. Those are obviously issues which is beyond our control, but if you are fellows, we expect you to be here. Sorry to sound harsh at the first count, but certain things are basics which we expect from our fellows. Anyone, Fio, can you just, I can wait. I want to know how many fellows are there in the room. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And we are missing? He's not here? Okay, if flight lands, we can't do anything. So we know 1. And what about the rest? Huh? So time management is something which we would appreciate when, we expect certain things. When they expect certain things from us, we also expect certain things from them. In case you have any roomies who is not here, apart from someone who is in transit, can you just message them that it was supposed to be 4:30 Taipei time? Do we have the numbers? Do we have the numbers of those people? Okay. Anyways, while the people come in, so welcome to APR-IGF. I didn't actually want to start in this harsh note, but certain things are basics, and I think that's important for us to adhere to. You have been chosen amongst more than 500 plus candidates. We want to invest in you, but it has to be reciprocated. So that's how things are. So I'll just take you through a preview of what APR-IGF is, just in case you are not aware. And then, in case you have any questions, you can ask within what I'm sharing. You could also ask questions. So the next slide, please. Before we start, I would like to take you through the expected standards of behavior which we follow. And before that, I'll just reiterate what APR-IGF is. It is an open, volunteer-based, multi-stakeholder platform. It is meant for everyone, be it coming from the private sector, the government, the civil society, the academia, the media, you name it, everyone is welcome. It is an open platform. It is a volunteer-based platform. The idea is to enhance the capacity within the region, Asia-Pacific region, amongst communities, discuss on internet governance, digital governance, or issues of interest in the tech policy space. And it also has linkages with the global IGF, where we try to take back the concerns, issues from the region. Also, what we expect is many of you are involved in your national or IGFs, that you also raise issues of national interest, but tech policy issues, not political issues, as well as take back some of the learnings which you get. Because it's very important that there is a two-way traffic which flows, and that's when we can enhance ourselves and our communities. We look at every APR-IGF member as our volunteer and ambassador in their own communities. The next slide. This is very important, and I would request all of you to go to the website and look at the APR-IGF Code of Conduct page. We need to be respectful and considerate. We may have different political backgrounds, affiliations, ideologies, but that doesn't mean we will enforce it on someone. We need to be respectful in differing with people, not abusive. And respect cultures. We come from very diverse cultures. Some communities are more closed, some communities are more open, some different countries have different kinds of governments, different thought processes, languages, etc. Customs, I would say, social norms. So we need to be respectful about that. And if you look at any unacceptable behavior, please report it. And we do have the email ID given, complaints@APR-IGF@Asia. If there is any form of harassment, aggression, sexual harassment, please report it. We do have 2 complaints officers this year. Could you please stand up? Ashirvad and Maureen. Maureen is sitting somewhere behind. I did see her. I don't see her now. So anyways, so Ashirvad is there. Any issues, you can also reach out or write there. We don't want that kind of thing happen, but this is a safe space. So please feel free to share your views, etc. If someone is trying to be nasty with you, please, you can report it, or you can also say, please step back. Similarly, we would not appreciate posts of any others to be made in social media or any place abusing the person. This platform is for everyone. Someone who has worked in a tech company earlier should not be discriminated from using this platform. There has been a post, and this is not appreciated. So next, please. So this has been a journey. We started in 2010 in Hong Kong, and these slides would be available to you so you can go through it. The next year was in Singapore, then we had it in Tokyo. In 2013, it was in Seoul. 2014 was in Delhi. 2015 was Macau. 2016 was Taipei, and we are back to Taipei this time again. Then we had Bangkok, Vanuatu, Vladivostok. 2020, due to the COVID year, it was an online event. The next year was hybrid. Nepal was supposed to be the host. Then we had it in Singapore, where we co-located with APNIC Conference and APSIG. Then last year we had it in Brisbane, and we are again back to Taipei. So this has been a long journey, and we hope to continue it. There have been many learnings. Things have changed a bit, but yeah, as the world progresses, internet governance progresses, we hope the discussions will also progress. The next slide, please. So if you want to know how we work, we are a volunteer-based organization, but we have a secretariat, which is run by .Asia, and we have a few of our colleagues. Jennifer, if you could stand up. We have Jasmine there, who helps us, and we have Fio, who is supposed to be somewhere here. I don't know where she's gone. And we have Edmund. Edmund must be busy somewhere else, so he couldn't come here. So they look after the secretariat. Jasmine helps us with our day-to-day work, and Jennifer is more involved in the drafting, which you, I'm sure, know about, but you'll know more about more. We have the steering group. So Ashirvad and Aris is supposed to be with us. I'm not sure where Aris, oh, Aris, please stand up. They've seen Aris and Ashirvad are the co-chairs with me. And then we have the committees. We work through committees. We have the program committee, which is events committee, which is we normally have a balance of and more senior leader, not senior leader, a more experienced person in the community, as well as someone who's coming up. So we have Cheryl and Lokendra. You are here in the room. Lokendra, say hi to everyone. And he's also a fellow this time. So it's not that young people are not engaged in the platform. Then we have the program committee who actually frames how the program is going to happen. We have Vakas in the room. Vakas has just walked in late. And we have Umera. Umera is not here. I don't know whether she's online. And then we have the fellowship committee where we have Maureen and Shah. Are they in the room? Yes, Shah, please stand up and show your face to everyone. Okay, and then we have the stakeholder engagement committee. Ananda, oh, YIGF. And we have Nazmul, who I think may have joined online. And we have the drafting committee, where we have Luke and Saima. Yes, Luke, just stand up and show your face. And Saima, yes, stand up, turn, and say hi to everyone. So they are from the drafting committee, and you'll hear more from them, and they have more expectations from you. But we have the entire MSG who can work and who are involved in these teams, and they just facilitate the work so that we can do it within the time. The next slide, please. So this year, I'm sure you have looked at it. We have the overarching theme, which is the evolving ecosystem in enduring principles, shaping responsible internet. Now, even the overarching theme and the 3 tracks are actually developed by the community. There is, normally what happens is the secretariat sends out a call to understand what are the themes which are the people would like to hear more about, and based upon that, it is developed by the MSG or the program committee. And then there are 3 thematic tracks. One is security and trust, resilience, ethical governance, and emerging technology. If you see, many of them are overlapping. So many proposals or discussions which you will be hearing are going to be overlapping. They may go into more than one theme also. And they are broad so that people can put in proposals which they would want to do, so that it's not too narrow for people. And there would be 12 sessions on security and trust, 9 on resilience, 7 on ethical governance and emerging technologies. And you would find more details on the day-wise program at the website. I'm sure all of you know about it. If you don't know, it's going to be aprigf.tw. The next slide. So what you can expect, and this is my perception, I may be completely wrong, and you can say, Amrita, you're completely wrong about it. You can get to know more about the issues from the APAC community. You come from your own distinct countries or regions or areas of work, but sometimes you'll see that there are many issues which are common within the region, and some may be very common within some particular places. So you get to broaden your horizon about things. You can ask questions, don't feel shy. I know people from our region, at least one part of the region, are quite shy in asking, but you can ask questions, get your answers, share your perspective. There may be some veterans who are discussing something, but even you may have a point. So you can politely raise and share your perspectives coming from the community you are coming from. And we would definitely want you to attend the 2 town halls. We have a town hall tomorrow and day after, wherein town halls are more of a recap sessions, wherein certain questions are posed and you are supposed to respond on those. And we want you to attend the town hall so that you can give your feedback. And also, please work on the synthesis document. Share your comments. I'm sure you have been told that this time we want the fellows to be part of the drafting the synthesis document. So we want your inputs. Else you would say, okay, this is not something which we like, but please do look at things. We want you to actually share your views, and we want things to be different, because the synthesis document is one of the takeaway documents we have. Why don't you come and sit down? We have lots of space here. Ananda, you can come in front. So this is Ananda we were talking about, who is late again, and he's one of the co-conveners of the SEC, and that's Pavitra, who's just walked in. And obviously, we want you to get involved in the IG community. That is why we are investing on you. We want you to be the ambassadors. Take back some of the learnings. I know 2.5 days or 3 days is not enough, but we want you to be engaged in this community at your national levels, at your regional levels, and also the global level. So this is just a path, and you'll get to meet a lot of people. Just walk up to them, introduce yourself, speak to them. You can network, and people are pretty friendly out here. I don't see many unfriendly people in the community. You can just walk up to them and speak to them, and they'll answer your questions. The next slide. Okay, so we also have some, many times you may think how you can contribute. So obviously you can join the mailing list. You can attend the MSG calls. We would invite you to be part of the MSG group. But first, join the mailing list. You can, as fellows, attend the calls, volunteer. We look for positive, engaged people. It's very easy to say what doesn't work. But are you actually rolling up your sleeves and working to make what you want work? That's more important. And share your perspective respectfully. I think that's very important. Do not forget, and can we go to the first slide on what we had, the expected standards of behavior? I want to reiterate it again and again, because we have a code of conduct. Do not forget it. It is important. We need to be respectful. We need to be considerate. We cannot be aggressive in our behaviors, language, sexual advance, intimidation, or we cannot be discriminatory. APR-IGF is an open platform for everyone. Private sector, civil society, academia, activists, governments of any form. So in case there is any other thing in your mind, sorry, we are an open platform for everyone. Yes, if we can go back. And we do not tolerate breaking the expected standards of behavior. That's something which is very important. The next. So we also have our expectation when our sponsors are helping us to bring people here, get this done. This also costs them money, energy, because the MSG spends tremendous amount of time throughout the year having calls to arrange for this program so that people can attend, as well as to get fellows like you. There is an entire fellowship committee which works. So only thing which we request is your meaningful engagement in these 3 days. We want you to become ambassadors of APR-IGF in your community. And we are not saying, only spread good words, but just tell them this is something that people can engage in, share their views, give contributions, because many times there may be many discussions which only few are saying, but there may be other things which we are missing out, or even many people in your communities don't know about. Many times bills are made, processes are developed by governments. They have good intent, but sometimes they do not have all the views. So you can also take back those views. The synthesis document is a good process in which there's a lot of information, and also taking back the other discussions which happen, the networks which you form. And we obviously want your engagement in your national IGF, School of Internet Governance, or any discussions which you have. There may be more, but these are certain things, at least the 3 things which we think we would want you to contribute on. And the next slide, I think that's the last. It's blank. I think there's something else. Okay, and yes, please do enjoy your APR-IGF experience. We want you to enjoy the time you are here. Yes, we don't want you to bunk the work. If you are here for the 3 days, do attend sessions which interests you. You can go and roam around Taipei whenever you want, but not during the times when you have the sessions. And I definitely want to see you in the town halls. And yes, please don't be late for things. I personally don't like to be late, and if this session Ashirvad has curated for you all, We want you to be on time. As in, people are flexible. I'm not that flexible, but thank you so much. Any questions? Anyone? Any questions of what to expect? Yes, please.
Hello, hello. I hope you all can hear me. So I'm Namka Sangpo from Bhutan, and I'm one of the fellows this year. So I'm just curious, like how the places are being chosen for APR-IGF. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good question. Normally, we have a call for host for the APR-IGF. It is floated once every year. And then whoever is interested, they send their expression of interest. There is a particular criteria. It's also there on the website. Based upon that, if they fulfill it, the host is selected. Since it costs a lot of money, not everyone wants to invest on it also. So that's also a fact. Any other questions, anything? Also, if you don't understand anything, if you have any questions, just catch us on the corridors and ask us. Feel free. It's very informal, so don't feel hesitate. I do know a few people out here from in advance because I've met them in other places, but feel free to reach out to most of the people here. They're pretty open to talk and help you. And enjoy it. Network, know people, use these networks later on. Thank you. I hope I stuck to time, or did I take? Okay, another thing I was supposed to say. I want to thank all the sponsors who have been supporting us. We did have APSIG, and the APSIG fellows were supposed to come here. Baburam Aryal is actually absent now, but we do have some APSIG EC members in the room, so I want to thank them that they were supposed to have the people coming, but rains, showers, I don't know what has happened, and they're not here. And obviously the host for organizing everything. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Amrita. A big round of applause for her. You know, when you clap your hands, kind of you move your veins and the blood flows and you get freshened up. And Wakas is here. He was the man behind the program with Umera, and he's also vice chair of APSIG. So there are a lot of things that you can do, and that's why you have to get engaged and you have to meet people and they'll tell you things. When I joined first, I was very much confused, kind of intimidated. I was intimidated by Raj, Satish, the Babu. I was intimidated a lot by Satish Babu, but then I came to know him that he's such a knowledgeable man and he was such a kind man. He's supported me, mentored me for a long time. So that's how we are, and we're just friends. We're just friends at the end of the day because it's a bottom-up approach and it's your voice that counts. Talking about voices, now we will start collecting your voice. So we'll move to another session. It will be a little bit interesting, not sitting on chairs, but maybe moving around. What we will do is we will break out you into 3 groups. And the first rule is that friends cannot sit together. You try to find the person you know the least in the group so that you know you don't talk. And then we'll have certain questions, and there'll be mentors to guide you. There'll be group leaders, Pablo, Ying Chen from ICANN, Pablo from APNIC, and Jen will be there. But before we start that, we request you to join this Slido, please. Scan the QR code, and we'll try to take your inputs here as well. If everyone is done with that, then we'll move to the next session, but we'll wait, next part, but we'll wait for a while until we see some cameras up. I hope everybody has got in. So 8 participants. The QR code is still there, so thanks, Jen. Wonderful. So can you list in 1 to 3 words that what you think internet governance? So some key words about internet governance. It's cool, yeah, it's cool until you get into it and you have all those stresses. If you don't have Wi-Fi at the back, you can just scan the Wi-Fi. SSID is APR-IGF. Password is a little hard, APR-IGF 2024. A little hard to remember. Just remember this year and the event and you're done. So I can see big multi-stakeholder. Yeah, it's about multi-stakeholder model of governance. good governance. So multi-stakeholder seems to be the biggest word here. Inclusive, now I like the words that are coming. Inclusive, okay. Norms. If you like some idea, you can maybe put it as well, so that the word gets bigger and bigger and we know what it's about. You can keep on putting that slide up, but we'll also move to the next part in interest of time. We will kind of divide you into 3 groups, as I already said, and we will ask few questions. There'll be few questions will be on the slide here, and we'd like you to discuss a bit, you know, find out some few points from your answers to it. You'll know what the question is later. And then, you know, kind of learn to teamwork, learn to engage, and, you know, make friends so that these 3 days you can, you know, enjoy and you can feel comfortable speaking with each other. So I would call 3 of my friends, team, who have been working together, working together to make this a success. Pablo from APNIC, Ying Chen, and Jen from .Asia. So how do we divide it? What is the idea? It's not a formal. You can smile. You don't need to be serious. You can smile and just enjoy. Yeah, we just do one to three.
So we can do 3 groups, and perfect. Okay. So why don't we do this? Okay. These 1, 2, 3, 4 rows are one group, and you help to build that circle. 1, 2, 3 and a half. Build a circle there, and the rest come to that circle. How about that? Bring your chair. Yeah. Let's not lose much time. Let's just build the circles.
I'll be back.
Sure.
We can, but we just have to be careful with the.
If they can build 5 circles in the Olympics in a stadium with thousands of people, we can do it here easily as well, right? Come on. Well done. Oh, sorry. Go with this one.
I'll go with this one. Okay.
You with that one, and I will that one.
How much time will be last for the discussion?
This is the best one, no?
24.
Let's just gather together.
We'll count down for 4. No idea how I'm gonna move that.
Can you hold this from me?
So we'll have post-its. Yeah. That's a little bit way to move as well.
Okay.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, this is
Well.
remaining time will be the count.
I'm the timer.
The timer over
Okay.
What are some topics to learn about the strategy? I might have an idea now, but then as you go through the 2 days, it's either, oh, I can build that, or no, I didn't build that. So these presentations are that. Again, guiding questions, put at the back of your head as you go through. I'm gonna start. So let's start with question number 1, because I think it's the easiest. So the question is, what are some topics to learn about at here? So do you all have pen? Or? I have pen and notebook.
This is yeah, we are the observers.
जितने भी पुराने वो हैं ना बाबे वो ऑब्जर्वर हैं
चलो भाई आगे बैठ जाओ पुराना बाबा है लेकिन कुछ चलो लाल बोले कि ग्रीन होती है
मेरे एकदम सामने देखो।
Tackle the root cause or tackle the attack that took it down. So resilience is about the critical part staying on when things are bad and also to recover and get back.
Hi, AP6 fellow who've just joined. Please, we're breaking out in group. There's certain questions there. We've got about 15, 20 minutes around to discuss on this question. So please feel free to join.
All the questions, one question. अभी तो one पे करा था।
If you're doing it one, then you can move to question number 2 as well. Do not give more than 5 to 10 minutes to one question.
बोलते रहो मेरा भी ऐसे ही आ रहा है मैं भी उठाई वी आर नॉट इन्वॉल्व इन एनीथिंग वो लोग करते रहते हैं तो मुझे बोला कि एक मेल आया कल डिनर में यू हैव टू से समथिंग क्या बोलना क्या है आज नहीं आज वाले नहीं कल वाले ऐसे ऑफिशियल वाले नहीं तो मैंने कहा कि क्या बोलना जाना है कहाँ यहाँ है या कहीं हाँ मुझे भी बोला गया तो मुझे बोला कि आज यू डोंट हैव टू स्पीक आई एम हैप्पी नॉट स्पीकिंग आई एम ओके नहीं डोंट स्पीक नहीं जोहान जस्ट टोल्ड मी दैट मैंने शी वाज अपोलोजेटिक दैट यू आर नॉट स्पीकिंग आई एम हैप्पी आई एम नॉट स्पीकिंग आज जो उनके डिनर में जो भी कर रहा है मतलब शी वाज जस्ट टेलिंग मी तो शी आस्क्ड मी एंथनी आस्क्ड तो मैंने पूछा कि कितना दे 2 मिनट 1 मिनट मैंने then I asked her I said just hi hello thank you टाटा करने से हो गया और क्या बोलूँ सुबह बात करूँगी वहाँ जाके क्या बोलूँ कुछ तो बोलने का नहीं है thank you the host and everyone guys welcome to PRLG 2024 वो वाली कहानी देखो कब का मैंने ओदा
कल रात को जो मैं डिनर पे था जब तक मैं नहीं बैठा कोई और नहीं बैठा जोफन भी थी वो भी खड़ी थी जब तक मैं नहीं और सीटिंग भी एक सर्टेन सीक्वेंस होता है कि आप कहाँ बैठोगे और कौन बैठेगा पर मैं कहीं और बैठने गया था कि नहीं
So you mean to say I cannot choose where I want to sit?
Most likely they should guide you to your spot because you are the chair.
In a formal dinner.
Formal.
No, that as in we are more used to.
So I would expect you will probably sit on the same table with any जो कमांड वाला कोई होगा.
Cross-border data transfer. That no, like data flow or something go on. Shut down by that. All right, digital democracy goes to democracy. And so if you're thinking about more, that's not here. Shadow banning would. So are we? All right. So all right. All right. Content moderation. Platform accountability. Would that go with the content? Yeah. Okay. Content regulation also. Content moderation. Access, right? Self-design. Anything else? Yeah, that's content moderation. Or do you think it has related? So let's put it on. That was the very first one. Emerging, we don't really have an emerging tech. Any other issues around tech or well, the language.
So maybe you can subcategorize.
Okay. So, right on the facility question, so there's another program. We'll write that in front of the facility. Okay. More like also big private slash private. Reducing humor Okay, I think we have good buckets right here. This is kind of related to this. Digital device sitting right here. I'm not seeing the digital education slash. Do we have that here? Digital literacy? I don't think we put this down. I think we talked about it, but we didn't. Maybe digital literacy came from. Yeah. So maybe add this digital literacy. Any other things that we missed? This information. So is it for me? I got it on my one. It's on the one. Yeah. I will. Online safety or
Just a small reminder, you have 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 53 seconds to complete. Yeah.
Alright, I think we only have 5 minutes left. Let's take a look at 3. So we actually have quite a lot of issues on here. So the third question is, based on all of this, what are the opportunities to try to address it? How can we solve it? How can we mitigate it? Prevent it? What are the collaboration? Oh, regulation. Inclusion. That's education. Rice-based approach.
Three minutes. Eight, 7, 6. Yeah. So we're done, but I'll give you a couple of more minutes just to wrap up. If there's something in your mind, just speak out.
volunteer yourself if you have a preference, because otherwise I might do a random. So there's three questions. I'm going to ask him to present on question one, which is topic that we know about.
Someone should volunteer. Why not you?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. It's very resistant. It is. Or you want to volunteer? Why not you choose that? Question number one.
And Yingjin finishes first. This group finished first. Yay! Yeah, second. So we'll start with the group that finished first. The group here. So we'll start with who? Come on, you have to speak. If you cannot speak here, how are you going to participate in APIGF? There's no point coming, right? You have to engage. You have to talk about it. Question number one, Nancy, right? Or was it Nancy? Okay. Okay, you give that and yeah, you'll get to the second. Okay, we just changed our plan. We'll go first here because it's taking time. We don't have time. You know, when the session finishes, if you don't ask your question and the session speakers are gone, you're not going to be able to speak. So if there's something, you just speak and engage.
So, hello everyone, my name is Helen and I'm a fresh graduate student from Vietnam and I will be represent for our group two ideas about question number 1 and 2. So I will go like just very quick through about. So after discussion, we find like 6 main fields or issues that we're interested about to learn, and also the thing that we are facing in our countries. So the first field is about the online safety, like very familiar with us, right? So we have the crime about the abuse, harassment, discrimination, and also the online harm, and we need more digital literacy. So that's why we all join this program to have more insight about this field. And the second big problem is about the internet shutdown. Recently, this is a very urgent problem around the world. So we need to learn more about the internet fragmentation, democracy, especially the digital democracy nowadays. We more care about it compared to the past. And our third problem is about the digital affordability. Like some part of the world, the digital accessibility is still limited, especially for the vulnerable group that we need to care more about. So we have about like lack of infrastructure, And our fourth problem about the data privacy issues. So we have the cross-border data transfer. So we need like more transparency about this field. And our next topic about the content moderation. So we have about the content censorship, platform accountability, the information integrity, disinformation, and content. The censorship. Like nowadays, we feel free to share anything on the online platform, but we need to acknowledge about the content moderation. We need to control the content that we update on online, because they see like globalization. So we need to be careful about it. And the next topic, very interesting one, it's about the emerging tech, like the AI ethnic. Yes, AI ethnic, about the transparency shadow banning, and also the more about the AI ethnic and transparency in terms of digital one. So this is all about our discussion for question number 1 and 2. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Sorry, we're not finished yet. Sorry. So I'll be very quick. So Helen explained to what are the issues and challenges we see in our countries. Because we're from very diverse group of countries, so we had a lot of similar challenges and similar issues, but at the same time also very diverse issues we've noticed. So as you can see, we divided into very big topics and we discussed about it, but some of the opportunities coming from these issues that we noticed, and we can share similar aspects in our country, is that of course some of our group introduced strong regulations and strong enforcement of internet. So we were agreeing and disagreeing to it, because we think that if government has a huge control and strong control over the regulations, because those are the ones that pass in the policies. So because government changes, power changes, so we don't want to have full power to them. So we put an approach on decentralized power. So those are the good governance aspects we see from the challenges we see as well. And then at the same time, we said, some of our colleagues mentioned international pressure, and this is very interesting idea, because some governments, they want to have a very good look in other government on global scale, so they tend to follow what good governance practices. So they want this is good approach, and then sometimes government get into they get pressured doing the right choice. So that approach we also use it meaningfully in the right choice. So that approach we also use it meaningful participation. So communities across different countries, different practices can come up at that. And then also right-based approach and regulations. So those are also one of the aspects we think from the good governance side. And we do have some important keywords like collaborations, inclusion, and education, and multi-stakeholder approach are one of the good governance that we see from our group. So overall, again, I think we all gonna come up with all these very important strong words like transparency, accountability. So those are same aspects of good governance that we discuss internally. So that's it. Thank you so much. And this is it, group number 2.
Thank you so much. So just see, when we have town halls or meetings, if you don't take up the mic might not come back. So do not hesitate, all right? So the first, you supposed to be first, but I give you this chance for capacity building. Next time you might not get into session. So please.
Okay, thank you. So our group, we have discussed some of the topics that we wish to learn here as a fellows. And we have come up with different topics based on the countries that we've come in. So the first topic that we've decided to put is disinformation. The second one is misuse of AI. And under the disinformation, we have listed how media and information literacy impact the goals of APRIGF and how connected this. Sorry, I can't read the words. And the second topic that comes under disinformation is the proliferation of information disorders. Oh, okay. And the second topic that we have categorized 2 of the other topics under is misuse of AI. That's AI, internet and privacy, and digital divide, artificial intelligence divide. I'll give it to Pretty.
Thank you, Nancy. So basically, we have categorized into 4 categories. Nancy told you about the first 2, which was disinformation and misuse of AI. Now, the third and fourth categories goes with the third category, where we divided our topics under the main subheading, internet governance. So what our team would like to learn about internet governance is how actually this makes an impact while reaching our communities. So how internet governance would make an impact when we go back and reach to our communities. Among that, there is how policy development is done through internet governance. How can we incorporate latest technologies to have a better and a secure internet? So these are the major points which we would like to learn from the internet governance topic. And the fourth one goes about data governance, which includes internet security, of course. There's always a conflict between security and privacy. So understanding that conflict through this platform. Along with that, it would be always learning about cyberbullying, cybersecurity. So these are the major topics which our group, want to learn through this. Thank you.
So I'll go with the challenges. So when it comes to the challenges, we have divided what we thought into 5 categories. The first one is internet issues, then data privacy and misinformation, AI and digital literacy. So under the internet issues, we have found that lack of support, because as Asians, sometimes we get lack of support when it comes to internet and data related issues. Even at our offices in Sri Lanka, if we call the IT department for some help, they will ask us to restart the laptop or restart the phone if we can't connect to the Wi-Fi. That is one of the common thing in our country. Actually, recently I also experienced this. It was about 3 days ago. I was staying at a hotel and there I could not connect to the Wi-Fi. When I called the staff, they said, ma'am, please restart your phone and check. So that was the answer, and unfortunately I couldn't connect to the internet. So it's a kind of a huge issue we have. And also when it comes to rural internet connectivity, now we have Starlink, and I think most of the Asian countries got the permission to use Starlink within their countries. But even though we can access internet, is it affordable? Not everyone can afford it. Because when it comes to Sri Lanka, the cost we have to pay for 1 month equals to the salary of most of the people in our country. So they will never be able to use Starlink. And also the primary cost, primary expenses we have to spend for the dish and all the stuff, most of the people in our country can't afford that. Actually, I'm not aware about the situation of other countries. So I'll take examples from my country because I'm familiar with what's going on there. And also slow internet. I think we have this issue in many areas of Asia Pacific region. In my country also we have this issue. And increasing cost of big data transit overseas and internet firewall, policy on internet shutdown. Yeah, I think some of the guys here also face this issue, internet shutdown. And also in Sri Lanka also around 1 or 2 years back, we had social media shutdown, and we used VPN to access social media. Though the government has stopped using, though they have shut down in social media. And also we have challenges like DNS security, CCTLD, internet shutdowns, digital, actually I can't read that. Digital inclusion. So those are the main internet issues. Is that enough? Okay, thank you.
Huh?
Less than a minute.
Okay. So I get the best part, the opportunities. So the APR IGF is again, a platform to promote multi-stakeholderism. And, over time in the MSG, we've had this discussion, how do we increase the participation of governments and the private sector? Why? Because these are the key influencers of how policies are shaped within Asian economies and countries. And some countries have more technological superpower over the creation of technology than most of the other Asian countries. So the participation of the private sector is critical within the internet governance forums wherever they happen. And at the same time, the ethical use is one area that needs to be, explored further, to the extent that, freedom of speech means different in almost every country's context. Why? Because I can give an example of my country, that we have a constitutional provisioning that we have freedom of expression, but abiding to the legal framework of the country. So beyond that, there won't be any redressal. So this is an opportunity to learn about these issues. Then social awareness is critical. And then we have multi-stakeholderism still needs to be explored further. And that's a huge opportunity because people understand equal footing. Their perspective from their countries would be a bit different. Equal footing would mean, is it in terms of resources? Is it in terms of how the internet is used? how the policies are created. So we need to keep on further exploring multi-stakeholderism. It's a topic which is continuously evolving. And finally, the use of technology within, I work with rural communities in Pakistan. And for us to get them internet infrastructure is even much more costly than setting up internet infrastructure in cities. Why? Because the number of people accessing that is not in hundreds and thousands. So they're not a viable use case for private sector to actually lay down the infrastructure. There are things available in many countries like the universal service funds, but the universal service funds mostly support telecom operators. So finally, again, the Starlink discussion that happened within another group, low orbit satellite powered internet is a grand opportunity, but it needs to be explored further in terms of governance, in terms of the spectrum allocations and all these kind of things. And finally, digital literacy will always remain high within the internet governance agenda. Why? Capacity building. Your internet schools on governance, your schools on internet governance are critical. I think there was an event prior to the day zero of the APSIG. So at national levels, there are many schools going on, and that culture should be further promoted and engagement increased. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Last but not the least, I give you 1 minute. There's a challenge that sometimes it's not that there's a lot of things that we can talk, but we have to finish it very quickly. That's also an art, summarizing very fast. So 1 minute for each, all right?
So I will try to keep within 1 minute. So good evening, everyone. So my name is Fole. I will be discussing a little bit towards the questions above, and then there will be other presenters from our group. So as you can see, this very colorful board, and if you cannot understand, but we will try to explain as much as we can. So I will categorize into different let's say sectors, and then we can discuss the questions as the following. So one of the discussion that we want to learn within the APRGF is particularly the resilience, and some of the discussion particularly towards the tech infrastructure, and then we move to how, when there is a natural disaster, how can we bounce back when there's internet shutdowns. So it goes to the structures of when the internet shutdown, what will happen, and is there any way and the possible way of coming back and bounce back to our the usage of the internet. And then we have the specifics towards that is particularly for the critical infrastructure, and then the risk management. How do we prevent from not happening ever again? And this is a part of the solution part, to create a norm for every country to follow, then the internet shutdown will never happen again, hopefully. And and yeah, I think that's it. We can move on to the cybersecurity part.
So hi everyone, I'm Lokendra. So two other issues that were discussed were cybersecurity and emerging tech. And within cybersecurity, several things came up, specific issues like censorship, cross-border phishing, education, availability of talent and professionals, fake news, content moderation, and so on. And so we could come up with one solution that was decriminalization in this particular problem. And then in emerging tech, we also had a wide-ranging discussion that focused on AI as well as fragmentation. And specific issues which were discussed were the trade-off between regulation and innovation, then the question of data privacy and protection, and also on the guardrails specific to AI. And the solution that the group agreed would work for emerging tech was the risk-based approach that EU has come up with, and how that can be helpful. And then some other solutions we came up with, for instance, fragmentation at the application layer that is happening because of walled garden being promoted by certain companies. The solution was promoting open source and inspiring cooperative approaches to building platforms. And then also platform accountability came up as a solution. And in general, we agreed that it is good to be mindful of social complexities. as well. So I'll hand over to.
So we also touch upon, we also touch upon the inclusive governance, because we all know that there's certain communities, they need more help and or more like things from others to access to internet. So we talk about how we can actually embrace this group of people to do those, to get access to internet. But we talk about like inclusive by design, meaning that we just like do certain things for those people, but at the same time, we also have to learn how to raise awareness for other people at the same time, because like inclusivity is not about one side, but actually it's from both sides at the same time. And last but not least, we also talk about the human rights and also gender, because a lot of time these days, right, there's many immigrants from other countries like migrate to other places, right? They're actually afraid of using internet because they are afraid the leaking of their private like data privacy. Because like sometimes, you know, for example, I know that in Latin America, when people from Venezuela migrate to Colombia or certain country, right, they're afraid that they get their fingerprint like sent to the government, because this means that they may get sent back to their country. So we talk about how we can do better assessment on how to have a safer internet for these people. And last but not least, this is also very hard for the gender issue, because like in certain countries, right, girls are not allowed to do a lot of things because of the traditions and custom. So we don't have a solution for that, because it's going to be like take a long time to change the norms, but we believe that education will help.
So last but not least, I'm going to touch upon what should good governance look like in this case. Of course, I think in terms of, if we look into all of these solutions, the overarching solution is to provide more opportunities for capacity building, which of course is obvious. But I think one emerging trend that is quite worrying is how a lot of these capacity building measures and initiatives can be quite politicized in a lot of ways, where you see countries expecting some sort of like benefits by providing capacity building programs or initiatives to those parties who are who have less power than those parties who are providers. So less politicized capacity building measures should be a priority, and we should also focus on education. So in terms of that, what sort of way should we pursue in terms of good governance? Of course, I think the key priority that we should uphold is multi-stakeholderism, but not only in terms of the content itself, but also in principle, where we are seeking ways in order to ensure that multi-stakeholderism is applicable throughout the way. So not only in making sure that all of the parties are involved, but also making sure that all of the parties have the ability to make sure that these sort of like capacity building measures, these sort of like solutions are tailored to their own context, to their own needs, and to their own social complexities, in order to make sure that it is multi-stakeholderism all the way across the solutions. So that is it from the last group. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. I think here now you can understand that, you know, there are different views, but there are a lot of commonalities as well. This exercise was for you so that you have some food for thought before you come to APR-IGF. And, you know, you also know each other well, and you're comfortable to speak in town halls and other sessions as well. So last action of the day, we believe in teamwork. So I request you, everybody of you, to fastly put the chairs there so that we can have a group photo here. We'll have a group photo and end it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Pablo, Yingchen, Jen, and Amrita for your speech. And thank you very much for your attendance, newcomers, fellows, and everybody. Thank you so much. Let's have a group photo and it's off. And have a very good APR-IGF. I hope you enjoy APR-IGF. Do see here, there's to contribute in this document. Jen will speak about it.
Just a quick reminder, since we have so many of our fellows here, if you haven't already signed up on the chart to take at least one of these sessions, please do. If you don't know what I'm talking about, come to me after the photo. Thanks.